What's the least sensitive part of your body? The least sensitive, the part that if you're gonna bang, you want to bang that.
Man, I feel like it's my forearm.
Forearm. If you take a hockey puck from a slap shot in the forearm, like you're gonna.
Ass cheeks are sensitive. That's why they spank.
You're gonna have a bit where you're like, oh my god, my arm's broken.
Ass cheeks are not that sensitive. That's why they spank there. As a matter of fact, while spanking, and I'm not telling this to Kyle, I'm telling this to you guys who might not know as much as Kyle, try to hit the part that they sit on. If you're spanking and you're hitting her thigh or her back, that's not spanking, and she won't like it, probably.
Actually, the spot right below the ass cheek is what we like to call the seat spot. That's where that's actually where you do want to hit to deliver pain. That's a very sensitive area.
With a cane.
With a cane. Or a flog. Crop.
A flog, a cane, a crop. Crop's a little bitch made.
One of those violet bulbs. You ever seen one of those that you electrocute people with? It's like a little science experiment. You know,
where's this? Is it like below the crease on the butt cheek? Like, you know,
top of the thigh.
Yeah. So we're actually in alignment there.
Yeah, uppermost like part of the thigh. That's a really sensitive area. You don't get hit there; it'd fucking hurt. But no, I've never used one, but I've seen those. I think they're called violet something, and it's like this thing to zap people with in BDSM, and I think it gives off little purple bolts of electricity. You plug this; it's either batteries or you plug it in. It's pretty wild.
How strong is it?
I don't fucking know. That's not my bag. Oh. I don't like shocking bitches, and I don't want nobody shocking me, so I don't have one.
That does seem like a negative. It's like, oh fuck you, but I'm really into shocks. It's like, fucking how into shocks?
I'm into shock play.
Yeah. It just turns me on so much when your heart stops ever so briefly.
It's not like that. It's like little I've seen videos where they break that thing out and it's like pops. It's like it's like little slaps of electricity. Looks like.
I saw a guy get fucked up by a stun gun in the back cleaning bay of an Enterprise rent-a-car because one of the car guys said to the car prep, like, I bet you can't get shocked by this, and I bet you'll fall down. And he was like, no, and then he shocked. Yeah,
he thought he could take it.
Someone left a stun gun in a car, and so we took it. And then my coworker, I was very new at the time. This is like my fucking first week or something. And he walked over there. And he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna shock Zach." And I'm like, "I barely know Zach." And so he walked back there and was like, "Zach, you think you could get shocked by this and not get not fall over?" And he couldn't. He did fall over.
Was it? He just like stuck it to his
stun gun, not a tase. Yeah, just he basically like had him stand there, and then he went to his belly and.
Yikes. Me and Woody have played around with one of those before, but it was a very cheap one. It was a very cheap one we had. I know there are better ones. My thoughts on those is those don't drop people. I think that's like a bullshit movie thing. I mean, I bet it hurts a lot.
He dropped out of surprise. He wasn't incapacitated. Yeah. He basically,
in the movies, they make it out
jumped back and like did that thing. Like if you were jumping back, like to do whatever that thing is off a diving board where you jump backwards and then you dive. He did almost that and kind of like face planted a bit, but it was not like, oh my God, are you okay? It was just shocking.
The surprise can make you react. Like Kyle shocked me and I was like, ah! And then I shocked Kyle and he was like, So then I was like, oh, I guess I should do that when he shocked me.
Yeah.
So then I became immune to it.
Yeah. We've been playing with that thing for a month before you got there. I've been doing car rides where we were just sticking it to the back of each other's neck while we're driving. Like so we had calluses by then. I picked that up in like an Army Navy store, but like I think the big boy ones are maybe like the end of a taser, like a police taser. I think it's X26. Yeah, the end of that is a stun gun, as you know, in addition to its taser abilities. And I've never been hit by one of those, but it looks like it would hurt you in a significant kind of way where you'd want to jump and get away with it. But I think as far as incapacitation, the way I've seen it used is when someone won't give a limb, they'll target the muscle that controls that limb with that rapid fire stun gun. And so whatever muscle is being used to resist, they'll target it. And it's that you lose control of it enough that they're able to really manipulate you. I've seen that done a lot. And then I've also seen it done, to torture people, unfortunately. And there's been plenty of people that died from them. And then there was that one guy that got set on fire by it. That shit was wild.
Jesus.
I can't remember what was on him that made him so flammable, but he was. Could have been. Anyway, they hit him with that stun gun and he lit up. And what do you want to do? You can't put him out. Like it was a roll. You just burn alive.
Oh, I have not seen that clip. What was it like a fun lead up?
I really don't recall.
It as a PKA topic that I never used.
Yeah.
I might
It's
get
pretty
rid
terrible. I've fucked around with the policeman before, obviously. I've talked about it before, messing around. We got Jeremy with it and did the whole thing. But I've never been hit by one of those. I've always been rather afraid of them.
Yeah, they don't seem fun. It seems painful. Mm-hmm. That's what they're made. They sound scary when you hold them down. Yeah.
When you're in person, it's a much more scary noise. It's a loud, crackly pop. And the louder it is, I think the stronger it is. That's what I'm going on, because I know that thing we stuck to Jeremy's ass was loud.
Yeah. And he did not like it. Yeah, maybe he did. Seems like you guys did it for a while.
Oh, he hated it. That's one of my favorite moments that involved my dad and like making videos, though. There was the one time when I did the pepper spray thing, and the video that's on YouTube is me going, ugh, and then the video cuts and like 30 minutes go by and me pouring milk in my eyes. But in the real world, my dad walks over and he's like, "Hey there, friends. FPS is dad here." He's a little incapacitated. So I thought I'd show y'all how this is. And he like goes through and like shoots all the targets or whatever with that sub 2000. But I wish I had that footage or knew where it was. It was hilarious.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I bet people would love to see it.
Yeah. Cool,
but I found pepper spray to be way better as like a defense tool or whatever than fucking a stun gun or a taser ever. You've got one shot with that taser. You better be Annie Oakley.
If you randomly uploaded that to the FPSRussia channel, 10 years later, you'd get $15,000 out of ad revenue.
If only I had the password, Woody. If only.
Yeah, I know.
Marty, we're fucked. Marty. We're fucked.
He was burst. He had sanitizer on him. Maybe I was wrong about the guy.
Oh,
how much? How would he have that much on him?
Shit, he has a gallon jug of it in this picture. I'm not sure this is the same incident I'm talking about.
Oh, was this done on purpose? He thought he could put himself out, and he couldn't.
There's pictures where he takes the gallon jug, puts it over his head, and he's just like draining the hand sanitizer on himself.
Well, that sounds like a fucking TikTok challenge or something. He was doing the old.
Oh, he's in the police station. Like they're trying to detain him or something, and he's not being cooperative. Is what I think I saw. I just looked at stills real quick.
He's like grabbed it off the counter, like the community hand sanitizer, unplugged it, and dumped it on himself.
He lit himself on purpose, and it was by cop. Zach says,
"Jesus Christ!"
So you see those? Is it like India or China or wherever where they do like this by immolation, where they sit there Indian style and like burn themselves alive?
It's monks. I've seen monks do that.
Why do they do that? Like that?
I don't know.
To protest.
Is it effective? Are politicians like, okay, let me take a step back. If I'm a politician, right, and I'm doing something unpopular, trying to ban porn or something, and this guy, by emulation, I'm like, that's one less guy that disagrees with my policy. Quite frankly, you're solving my problem. If the rest of you would do this, I would have no problem at all.
So I don't know a bunch about this, but I think one of the instances was maybe Buddhist monks protesting against the way China was treating them. And I think they were burning themselves to get Western attention, so that Western citizens will put pressure on Western politicians, who will then put pressure on Chinese politicians, because they were getting ignored already, and I'm sure they're ignoring them burning themselves, because why wouldn't you?
Really
one
work.
less. I don't know. We know about it, I guess. It feels like it did a little bit. I'm sure someone said something to China about them being awful.